Creating proper conditions for becoming successful and prosperous. We are all gardeners. Whether we realize it or not, we are all gardeners. When we place a seed into the ground and expect it to grow and produce after its kind, we have to ensure the proper conditions for growth. A seed planted in dry ground will remain static because there is no moisture to soften the outer hard shell, allowing the inner seed to react with the environment. Certain mineral nutrients are needed in the ground to feed and encourage the growth of the tiny seed. As we ensure proper growing conditions, we know that we will eventually be able to enjoy the produce of this seed. Our subconscious mind is a lot like the fertile ground in that certain conditions are necessary to obtain the produce of success. The seeds of success which we plant in our subconscious are in the form of thoughts. Everything around us was originally a thought in the mind of someone, right from the beginning when God conceived the world in his mind. As the thought seed is cultivated in a proper environment, it germinates and grows into the actual fore of the original thought. We can then enjoy the produce of that thought. Along the way, weeds may choke and obstruct the development of the seed we plant in our mind, or because of lack of moisture and sunlight, it may never develop into its full potential. Great care must be given to this tiny thought seed to ensure its full development. Thought seeds require much care. If weeds, in the form of negative thoughts, choke its growth by saying, "I don't believe it can be done," or "I can't," it will die before it reaches maturity. If we never expose that thought seed to the sunshine and warmth of faith in the idea, it will die a premature death. If the soil of our mind does not contain the necessary nutrients to encourage successful growth, it will never reach its full potential. We are what we think. Most philosophers support one fundamental concept, whether they are of the Western world, Eastern world, or of ancient or the present age. That concept is, you become what you think about. William James said in the early 1900s that one of the most important discoveries of his time was not the electric light or the automobile, but that men can change his attitude by changing what he thinks about. Others say that you are what you hold in the focus of your imagination, or that you are the sum total of all of your thoughts up to the present moment. Emerson stated that as fast as you conform your life to the pure idea in your mind, that will unfold its great proportions. It is unfortunate that philosophers had to discover this concept, since the Bible proclaimed this very fact over 2,000 years ago in Proverbs 23:7, "As a man thinks in his heart, mind, so is he." In Galatians 6:7, it records, "Whatever a man sows," in terms of thoughts, "that shall he also reap." Each of these statements indicate that we become what we think about. The thoughts which we hold in the center of our imagination are the future manifestations of reality in our life. If we reflect for a moment upon those ideas and thoughts which we have allowed to hold the greater amount of time in our minds, perhaps we will recognize that this is what we really represent. One man said it this way, "Watch what a man pays attention to, and I'll tell you what his subconscious intentions are." What are you paying attention to? What are the things that claim the forefront of your imagination? These thoughts, ideas, and concepts mirror the real you. Thoughts that we give most of our time become the things in which we are placing our faith. Thoughts that occupy the most time in our minds are the real things in which we believe and put our trust. They often are the thoughts that we feel most comfortable with. They represent what we are becoming, the moral and spiritual code to which we will subscribe tomorrow. Dr. David Schwartz says in his book, The Magic of Thinking Big, "You are what you think you are." Your future success or failure will reflect the essence of your present deepest thoughts. Conversely, you are today the sum total of all of those thoughts which have previously occupied center stage in your awareness. If you consider yourself to be a success, you are so because you have embraced successful concepts. If you think on dynamic, uplifting, and positive thoughts, then this represents your present character. The more that we engage in the process of directing our mental input, thoughts, the more control we will acquire, and the easier it will be for us to direct our habits and actions, which lead us to a greater degree of success and accomplishment.